I'd like to also introduce the next speaker for this session, Mr. Babatunde Abimbola. He'll be coming up shortly to talk about, he's one of the chief sponsors from Stride. Anyways, he's representing all the brands that sponsor Stride ERP, and we'll be talking to us about Stride ERP and also the benefit that comes with it. So I don't know, can we have Mr. Babatunde Abimbola come up stage now to talk to us?
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm really excited. I want to start by appreciating our speakers, Mr. Babajide and also Ms. Bingpe. I really want to appreciate them for their time, and we are so excited to have them. They've said a whole lot, and we are really, really impressed with everything they've said. And we also, from our end, Stride ERP, we are so happy to sponsor this program this year, and we can assure you that we keep sponsoring on a yearly basis. So apologies to every other business endeavor, HR set of people. I know you are all here. And again, like I'm aware, there will also be some other seminars, webinars for you guys. So Stride ERP, just so that I go through the business of the day. So like we all know, Stride simply means is an ERP, and an ERP simply means enterprise resource planning application, of course. So now we want to talk about Stride, and so I'm going to show us what Stride is all about. So Stride ERP is extremely robust, a very cost-effective business process application. It helps to manage end-to-end business processes, solutions. It helps to manage, business processes in the organization. Of course, the target of SMEs. At the end of every business in the country, SMEs are very key. Over 40 million of them we have in Nigeria. So this set of people, we really have a concern for them in our organization, Stride ERP. So just so that I also talk about it, Stride ERP is a Canadian-based software. We also have an offices in Nigeria, Lagos and Owerri, eastern part of Nigeria. So again, we are really, really bothered about this set of people, the SMEs. We understand the challenge they face in their day-to-day business operations. We know they have a lot of challenges with this. So, and of course, some of those challenges that some of them take loans from the bank, and of course, they have to manage, run around on a daily basis to make sure that their business survives, and also these loans are being paid back. Of course, also to cope with staff, they have to manage staff. Some of them will come to work and all, so just so that they meet their business objective and they achieve their goal. So we looked at them as a set of people in the business space, and we decided to create this application just so that their challenges are being solved. Of course, COVID is here, just like our speakers have spoken about. So because of COVID, they are forced to make some of their employees to work from home. Then if people are working from home, how then do they track business operations? How then do they know that people are doing the right thing? And that is why we have Stride ERP. So again, track all business operations. What we do, what this application can do, it helps to track business operations, client activities and assets. It helps to get rid of paper and Excel sheets. Mr. Bajide was talking about advent of technology. Back then that you have paper, you have to do things manually. So Stride helps to eradicate all this. So manage, analyze your data. Of course, you need data to work with. You need to know how far you are faring in your business. So this application can help you to give you that analysis that you need to work with. Now, provide information for critical decisions. Then again, get real-time notification on activities. So again, there are real-time notification. What is happening in your organization, you get updated on a real-time basis. Track field operations from any location in the world in real time. So Stride is GPS enabled. So of course, people can be very funny, staff can be very funny. Oh, I am supposed to be here, I am here. How can you track it as a business owner? Many of us face these challenges. So Stride, because the GPS enabled, can help us to track this on real time. So again, our arrays of products. So we have Stride suite of products. We have Stride HR and payroll. So we understand they are HR professional. They are people that do HR in organizations. So we have Stride HR and payroll is a module in Stride. I will be showing this application very shortly, just so that we put a face to it and we understand, and I will walk us through how it works, just so that we understand the flow. Again, permit me to say this, that time will not permit me to go in depth in the demonstration and walkthrough. But again, if you want to have a demo, a proper demo, we can have this probably scheduled with you. We can have this demo with you, and then we can further show you how this application works. So HR and payroll is one of the modules we have in Stride. We got CRM, of course, cost. So again, we also have Stride asset management. So inventory, we manage it to manage them. So Stride accounting, in Stride, of course, we are having a webinar for financial professionals. Stride project managers. So yes, also in Stride, we also have that module that can help you to manage your projects and all, which I will show within very few minutes, just so that we understand in a real-time manner how it works. So again, so these are some of our clients. We have, we have a lot of areas, so ranging from oil,
Okay, so I think Mr. Babatunde Abimbola is trying to reconnect from his internet. Can you hear me, Mr. Babatunde?
So we have clients ranging from,
okay.
So we have real estate. Okay, so can I go ahead, please?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so we have clients ranging from different parts of micro bank and all. So again, also the power and electricity, all aspects of business and therefore. So what can Stride do us through this demo? We have options on payroll and taxes, and also workflow and asset management. So permit me to quickly show us how the application. So I want to believe everybody can see my screen. So what we are seeing is a training environment. This is used to take trainings. This is what we demonstrate to prospects. And so this is the training environment, and it's showing dashboard. We can see implement agencies, others, vendors, as events. Now, again, the first thing that happens, an organization gets Stride. I first of all also want us to understand that wherever you are in the world, anywhere you are in the world, you can access Stride. It's also mobile friendly. You can use Stride. You can access Stride also on your phone, wherever you may be in the world. So that doesn't matter. And again, permission based. And so, like I said, so the first thing you need to do is to first of all, set up the system. So you need to, using our system setup, the system needs to set up, and again, people needs to onboard it on Stride. The system administrator, whosoever the company has chosen to be the system administrator, needs to put in people's information. And again, another thing that is needed to be done is to assign user. So user needs to be assigned into the application. So of course, and I want to first of all talk about the financial experts, so we want to talk about them. So again, if I am a financial person, so what is meant to be done is I need to be assigned a role as a user. So the system administrator assigns me as a role. Or we may be 5, we may be 3, we may be 4 in the organization. They go in there to say, oh, these are, so of course they go there to assign us as users. So once that is done, of course, anything that has to do with finances, that has to do with accounting functionalities, that has to do with accounting functionalities in the system, get automatically assigned to us. And of course, so once that is done, we also need to, of course, so again, the system also needs to be set up. So if you look at this, under the system setup where we have the financial setup, you can see that the kind of currencies you want to use can be in dollar, it can be in naira, as the case may be. The fiscal year in question, so the fiscal year needs to be set up properly. So the bank account also needs to be set up. The system item, then of course the payrolls, so earnings and deduction, pay periods, payee, and also general ledger, which is also our chart of accounts, is also there's a need for that also to be set up in the system properly. So of course there are certain things that come up that are generic in the system, but again, we can also go in there and also tweak just so that it meets up the requirement of organization. So tax transactions also can also be set up, e-wallet and all. So for the e-wallet, most times they are requisition in the organization, petty cash. So that is what we are replacing. You go in to fill a form and then you ask whosoever is in charge to sign for you. You are requesting certain funds. So, but again, that is what we've come to replace with the e-wallet. So going back to the financial module, you see a whole lot of this. You see a whole lot of this in here. So talking about the finance module, you see a whole lot of this. So you come to see, of course, the financial dashboard, which is also very key. So it talks about the analytic part, analysis. It talks about the ongoing project, the budget that has been set for each phases of projects in the organization. So we also get to see this. So of course, the first thing, accounting is all about income and expenditure, how much is coming in, then how much is going out. So here we can go to record expenses. We go into record our expenses. So just so again that we see, this is the dashboard of the financial module. So we get to see some of these graphs, some of these analyses in the system. So again, we go into record expenses, record expenditure. So recording expenses, record revenue. And again, here we also have so the budget. Here we also have the payroll archives, earnings and deduction, sales commission for salespeople. So e-wallet, again, like I mentioned, this is where we also manage requisition, petty cash. Again, so of course, the financial person can also approve funds and also retire some of these expenses that are made. So bank accounts here can also be set up, and also our mass reports and mass updates. So we have budget record, budget expense record, revenue record, tax report. So here we also see our withholding tax report, our payee report, our balance sheet. So I just quickly want to show us how the balance sheet also looks like. I'm rushing because of our time. So for those that really want to see in detail how this software works, so they're also going to be our contact detail in here at the end of this presentation. And you can also send us a mail just so that we properly go in depth and also show you, walk you through how this application works. So our balance sheet, again, can also be seen. So our balance sheet, again, our profit and loss statement, so can also be viewed. So this is the way the balance sheet looks like. Now, every activity in the organization, people are going to request for funds, vendors are sending bills. Again, requisition is being made in terms of staff making requests for funds. Again, sales is being made, salespeople are making sales. All these activities trickles down into the financial part and also forms what we have as the income statement of the organization. So as all these activities are ongoing, it's been automated into the application for us to generate our books. Are we making profit? Are we making loss? So, and that is the way this also works. So again, we can also see our profit and loss. Profit and loss statement also can also be seen in this part of the application. So again, so because of our time, I also want us to quickly see the other modules in this application, which I will quickly want to show us as well. So we also have, so we also have the HR dashboard. The HR module is another module that manages HR and payroll in this software. So this is how the HR dashboard looks like. Active staff, the numbers of active staffs. So we can see the percentage of active staff, those on a full-time employment, those on part-time employment. So we can see, so employee by department, those in each department, the HR person can also get to see them. So late or missed punches, so this can also be seen. So again, employee timesheet also tracks so the how staff are also doing, how they are coming into the organization on a daily basis. So employee attendance history, we want to see the attendance history of each employee. Then again, their shift assignment. So their shift assignment has to do with what time am I meant to come to work on a daily basis? What time is assigned to me? So is my shift 8 to 3 p.m.? Is another person taking over from me? So the HR goes to set up this in the system. So again, leave is also part of those things we want to talk about. So leave entitlement. So of course, all manner of leave. So, and again, staff can also, when staff make requests, this can also be seen. So most of those questions people come to ask is appraisal. So again, yes, this application can also do appraisal. So goals can also be set. The global organizational goal that every staff needs to meet up with can also be set in this organization. So staff can also go into self-appraise themselves, and they can go into self-appraise themselves, and once this is done, their line manager also comes to appraise them. So scores and also appraisal history. Now again, another part I want to talk about in the HR part is that the HR goes up to set up the profile of every organization, and every organization will also be assigned a role in the company. And so once you log in into Stride, you come in to do your you come in to log in on a daily basis. So the first thing you see is your profile. So your profile talks about, so of course, your profile is peculiar to you. Nobody else can see your profile. It's a part of Stride that is peculiar to you. So again, you go into Stride, you see your profile. So who are you in the organization? Again, you can then see, so some of those things that are peculiar in your profile, you get to see your e-wallet. Your e-wallet is where you go in to also make requests, petty cash requests, and this is where you come to do that. Then you can also, either once this request is being approved, of course, so it's tied to you as a fund that is you've collected from the company. And like I said, all this functionality also, all these things, all this happening on this application also trickles down to the financial part for us to know expenses that are being recorded on the application. So again, your e-wallet, so once you've requested for this fund and the fund has been granted, of course, approval has been given for whosoever is your line manager, you go in there, and after spending it, you also do your retirement. So in this application, you can also retire your funds. So again, you also talk about your leave. So leave, you can come in there to also request for leave. So of course, whatsoever leave you want to request, your kind of leave type, maternity, paternity, as the case may be, your start date and end date, you can also do all that. So of course, your assets, you've been given several assets in the organization. What asset have you been given? You've been given a car, whatsoever it is, you've been given a laptop, you've been given a phone. Yes. So this can also be tracked on this application. And using this action button, you can also do support tickets. So you can also put in support tickets. Of course, probably any of this asset given to you is malfunctioning. You can go there to lodge in the campaign for whosoever unit that needs to see to get. So of course, your pay slip can also be done on Stride ERP. Your pay slip, so you want to know how your earnings and deduction are being done, and you want to have it. So of course, per month, you can go in there to generate your pay slip. You can download, and you can also print, as the case may be. So your timesheet is a part I really want to talk about. For some of us that are bothered about staff attendance, so You can go in there to do your timesheet, and also punch in on a daily basis. So instead of you to have this paper thing whereby you go in there to do attendance, you can also use this functionality to address that. So appraisal history, you can also go into there to self-appraise yourself. And if you are buying high ticket items, so you are buying high ticket items, either you are requesting for the service of a particular vendor, you can go in there to do your purchase request. And also this is where you do your e-wallet, your support ticket for certain things you want to fix. And again, for the client part, this is the CRM part. So you can see the number of clients, suspended clients, cancelled clients, the top clients by revenue, orders raised, and all. So again, the Stride CRM also talks about the sales process, whereby salespeople going to generate leads, and again, so they move those leads to opportunity, and of course, they convert them to client. They can also raise their quotation. Quotation can also be done on this application. And lest I forget, so on this application, quotation can be done. Of course, invoices can also be raised and all. So for those that are also into assets, you are an asset manager in the company. You can then track qualities of assets, the ones that are active, the ones that are inactive, the category of the assets, and all. Then again, all this can also be done on the application. So if your inventory warehouse, which items have been sold, which items have been bought, you can also go on into this application to make requests for items that have gone down. So you also want to reimburse, you also want to replenish your assets, of if they are consumable assets, you are making sales, you are into e-commerce and all, you can use this application to track that. And for the project part, you can also go using the project administration. You can also track projects. What phases is your project. Now the projects can also, so by phases, you can also map budget to project, and all this can also be done and on this application. Like I said, if you want to see more, you want us to go into in depth, so we can also take a demo, a personal demo. Just send us an email. We'll be able to we'll get back to you and also have a demonstration on how this application operates. So again, I also want to talk about, very quickly, we want to talk about the pricing, very, very affordable. One of those things we've done because we understand the peculiarity of the SME business. Sometimes they struggle with funds. So we made this application very, very, very affordable. So of course, we have the basic plan, which goes for 50,000. The deployment fee is 50,000, and also the license is also 50,000 payable yearly. And also we have the professional plan, which is 150. Deployment fees 50, and also the license is 100 payable yearly. And again, comprehensive is also the last one we have, which is also deployment fee is 50, and also the license is 200,000 payable yearly. So it comes with support. And of course, I also want to talk about this part. I heard Ms. Binkwe and Mr. Babajide talking about cultural change, which is also very important. You know, people are stuck with the way they do things. So we understand the need for standard is very imperative for people to create into the new way of doing things. I find it difficult to embrace change. People find it so difficult ways of things. So again, we have this thing we call change management process, and we have some certain set of people, individuals that are partners. We call them the tech partners that can help to migrate into the new way of using technology, which is the change management process. So we have this in case you are really finding it difficult to, you work in an organization that people have acclimatized to a particular way of doing things. Yes, we can also help you out to get this done. So we have set of change management experts, which we call our tech partners, that can help you to migrate into this new way of doing things in the organization. So on this note, like I said, if you want to know more, you want to have a detailed and comprehensive demo about how this application works, reach out to us. We'll be able to also run you through properly, and also we can come for meetings, take demonstration. And I also want you to understand, for some people that really want to try this application out, yes, we can offer you that basic trial, just so that you really get comfortable in the usage of this application. So thank you. Over to you, Ms. Chidima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Babatunde, for that presentation. So very quickly, I think Mr. Makinde, there was a question Mr. Makinde asked earlier on. Sorry, not Mr. Makinde, Mr. Chibike Ofo. So I'm guessing that this presentation has answered your question, right? If you're still on this session. So I have another question here that Onyinye Afolabi is asking, how does ERP work in terms of privacy? Since all departments are synced into one system process, does it mean marketing department will see all what the accounting unit is doing on a daily basis, for example, or is there a way ERP releases only information allowed to be realized by the other user department? Because it's not every information in a particular department that should be shared to another department. How does ERP sort out information in terms of privacy in an organization?
Okay, so let me quickly respond to that. So Stride ERP is, like I said, is permission based, and of course you. So for example, if you are a salesperson, you are only meant to see what you are meant to see as a salesperson. So it's not possible for me as an accountant to see what every other person is seeing unless I am the system administrator. So the only person that is meant to see holistically is probably the owner of the business, or if the owner of the business has given certain rights. So it's permission based. So nobody can go into Stride and start seeing what every other person can see. So like I mentioned, user roles would need to be assigned. So when the system is being set up, roles needs to be assigned. So if I'm an accountant, I'm only meant to see accounting functionalities. If I'm a salesperson, I'm only meant to see sales functionality. If I am a project person, I only meant to see project functionality. So it's not possible I log into my profile on Stride and begin to see the books and begin to see our balance sheet or our profit and loss statement. No, as a salesperson, I'm only going to see my sales hub, which is what is peculiar to me as a salesperson. So, but again, whosoever is the owner of the business or whosoever has been assigned as the system administrator, the organization has assigned to be the system administrator can have an holistic view of everything that is happening in the organization. So I believe that answered your question. So you are only meant to see what you are permitted or what you are asked to see or what you are roles that you are assigned to see as a user. So and again, just like it's been described on the screen, so we can then see how roles are being assigned. So it's ticked against your functionality in the company, and that is what you are only meant to see, except you company has assigned you as a system administrator or you are the owner of business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abimbola. So, Ms. Onye, I believe that has answered your question on the privacy information in an organization. And at this juncture, I want to give a shout out again to the sponsors of this webinar session, Finance for Professionals 2021. I mean, they made this event happen. They pulled up these amazing speakers from different locations to, educate us on the importance of having technology as a transformation, in the finance industry. So again, shout out to Stride ERP as one of the sponsors. Shout out to RightGate Limited, and again, shout out to Sports Media Limited. You guys made this webinar happen. And okay, so yeah, and shout out to again to everyone that has been with us in this session. For everyone that has joined us, we say thank you very much. For everyone that has joined us from the beginning of this event to the end, we say thank you very much. And my name is still Chidima Wamara. And okay, so at this point, I would like to also say thank you to the participants of the trivia questions that went out earlier on. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Onyinye. Thank you, Ms. Adibanjo. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And from my end, it is have a good evening. Bye.